Taurus, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine it's October 2025. You've just come out of the most extraordinary month of your life. September passed like a whirlwind of realizations, discoveries, and life-changing moments. You sit in silence, still processing the magnitude of what you experienced, still trying to believe it all really happened. And then you ask yourself, how did I get here? How did September turn out so perfect? The answer lies in the tears you shed in August. In the nights you lay awake wondering if things would ever truly change. In the mornings, you woke with that heaviness in your chest, feeling like your life was stagnant, that you were wasting your talents, that you were living too small a version of who you truly could be. You didn't know it at the time, but each of those tears was watering the soil where September would bloom spectacularly. September 2025 will be unlike anything you've ever experienced because it won't be about things happening to you. It will be about you finally allowing your true essence to manifest without filters, without fear, without the limitations you've built up over the years. It will be the month you stop waiting for life to change and become the active agent of the transformation you've always wanted to see. But to understand why September will be so extraordinary, you first need to understand what's happening inside you right now. Is there a dissatisfaction growing in your chest, isn't there? A restlessness you can no longer ignore. It's as if something inside you is screaming that you were made for so much more than what you're currently experiencing. This voice isn't your imagination. It's your true self trying to break through the layers of conformity you've built to protect yourself. For years, you convinced yourself that security was more important than adventure, that stability was worth more than growth, that it was better to have a little but secure than to risk everything for something bigger. But September will show you that this wasn't prudence. It was fear disguised as wisdom. And when you finally let go of that fear, when you finally trust in your ability to create abundance instead of just preserving what you already have, your life will explode with possibilities you never imagined existed. September 2025 will be the month you discover that you have powers that have always been dormant within you. I'm not speaking metaphorically. I'm talking about real skills, concrete talents, abilities you've always had but never developed because you were too busy being responsible and realistic. It'll be as if you discovered you always knew how to fly, but spent your entire life walking because someone convinced you your feet should stay on the ground. For Tauruses born between April 20th and 30th, September will be like opening a door that's been locked inside you for years. That creative talent you've always kept hidden, perhaps out of fear, perhaps because you thought it wasn't useful or practical, will finally emerge with a vengeance. You'll realize that what seemed like a hidden gift is actually a gift from the universe to transform your life and touch the lives of others. The time has come to let your essence shine without fear. Tauruses born between May the 1st and 10th will discover in September that they were born to lead. It won't be about imposed authority, but about the natural ability to inspire, guide, and move people towards something greater. You'll feel a new energy within you, a self-confidence that doesn't need to be forced because it will simply be recognized by others. Your power of influence will grow authentically, and this will open doors that previously seemed too far away. For those born between May 11th and 20th, September will bring the revelation that your most intimate passions, those often treated as hobbies or personal desires, can transform into real abundance. What once seemed impossible to sustain will now become a solid path to prosperity. The universe is preparing encounters, opportunities, and signs that will show that living off what you love is not a distant dream, but a possible reality. But regardless of when you were born, all Tauruses will experience the same thing in September, the feeling of finally being at home in their own lives. As if, after years of living as an uncomfortable tenant in your own existence, you finally become the absolute master of your destiny, as if every experience you've had thus far has been merely preparation for this moment when everything makes sense. Taurus, there's a specific reason why September 2025 was chosen as your month of total revelation. You've spent the past few years building foundations without realizing it. Every frustration you felt was actually strengthening your resolve. Every no you received was refining your vision of what you truly want. Every sleepless night was being used by the universe to reorganize your consciousness and prepare you to receive opportunities you previously couldn't even recognize. In September, you'll look back and realize that not a single experience in your life was wasted. You'll understand that even the most painful, confusing, and hopeless moments served a greater purpose you couldn't see at the time. You'll realize that your soul was orchestrating everything from the beginning, moving invisible pieces to create the perfect conditions for your explosion of achievements. What will shock you in September isn't just the quantity of good things that will happen, it's the quality. It's the fact that every opportunity, every encounter, every discovery will be exactly what you need at the exact moment you need it. As if the universe has studied your soul for years and finally decided to deliver everything you've ever desired, but in even better ways than you could have imagined. You'll wake up in September feeling like you're living someone else's life, a version of yourself that's braver, more creative, more abundant, more free. And then you'll realize this isn't someone else. It's who you've always been, beneath all the layers of fear, doubt, and limitation. September won't give you a new identity. It will simply remove everything that was keeping your true self from shining through. But here's what you need to understand about why September will be so special. It's not about external things magically changing in your life. It's about you finally aligning with a frequency of abundance and fulfillment that has always been available, but that you've been blocking with your limited beliefs about what you deserve and what you're capable of. For years, you operated from a scarcity mindset disguised as practicality. You convinced yourself that dreaming big was naive, that wanting more was greedy, that settling for less was virtue. But in September, you'll discover that this mindset wasn't protecting you, it was imprisoning you. And when you break free from this mental prison, your external reality will reorganize to reflect your new internal vibration. The transformation won't be gradual. It'll be as if someone flipped a switch and your entire life changed channels. Suddenly, you'll be attracting people, opportunities, and experiences that resonate with who you truly are, instead of trying to fit into situations that never made sense to your soul. It'll be like stepping out of a black and white movie and entering a world of vibrant colors you never knew existed. Taurus, one of the most powerful things that will happen in September is that you will stop apologizing for wanting more from life. You will stop minimizing your dreams so as not to upset anyone. You will stop hiding behind false modesty that was actually a fear of shining. You will finally understand that your success takes nothing away from anyone, and that when you allow yourself to be abundant and fulfilled, you inspire others to do the same. In September, you'll experience a confidence you've never felt before, not the manufactured confidence that comes from trying to convince yourself you're capable, but the natural confidence that comes from knowing at the deepest level of your being that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, being exactly who you're supposed to be. It's a feeling of total alignment that will leave you unshakable in the face of any challenge or external criticism. You'll discover a personal magnetism you never knew existed. People will naturally feel drawn to your energy, wanting to be a part of what you're creating. Opportunities will appear through these connections in ways that will seem almost magical, but are actually the natural result of you finally operating at your authentic frequency. The month will be a sequence of synchronicities that will leave you breathless. Casual conversations that turn into life-changing opportunities, fortunate encounters with people who have exactly what you need, ideas that emerge at the perfect moment, resources that appear when you need them most. It will be as if the entire universe is conspiring to ensure your success. But what will move you most in September isn't external achievements. It's the feeling of living in complete integrity with yourself, of not having to wear masks or pretend to be someone you're not, of being able to express your personality, your values and your ideas without fear of judgment. You'll discover that life becomes infinitely easier and more enjoyable when you stop fighting who you are and start celebrating this unique and extraordinary person. In September, you'll look in the mirror and recognize someone you haven't seen in a long time, or perhaps never fully recognized before. It will be like reuniting with a dear friend you've lost. Your eyes will shine differently. Your posture will change. Your voice will sound firmer and clearer. Everything about your physical being will reflect the internal transformation you've experienced. People around you will notice the change immediately, even if they can't quite pinpoint what's different. They'll comment that you seem more radiant, more confident, more yourself. Some will be inspired by your transformation and ask how you did it. Others may feel uncomfortable because your authenticity will reflect to them everything they don't have the courage to change in their own lives. September will also be a month of deep healing for you, Taurus. Old wounds you've been carrying without even realizing it will be healed through the self-love you'll finally be able to genuinely feel. You'll forgive yourself for all the years you spent hiding, diminishing yourself, settling for scraps. And with this forgiveness comes a lightness that will surprise you. You'll discover that you've always been your own source of abundance, security, and happiness. That you've been searching outside yourself for things you could only find within. And when you finally find these qualities within, your external reality will reorganize to mirror that inner abundance. It's a universal law that you'll experience viscerally in September. This month will be a constant celebration of who you truly are. Each day will bring new opportunities to express your unique talents, to contribute meaningfully to the world, and to receive abundance in exchange for your authenticity. You will understand that work can be pleasure, that success can be sustainable, that abundance can be ethical. You'll form deep, genuine connections with people who value you for who you are, not for what you can do for them. These relationships will nourish your soul in ways you've never experienced before. You'll understand that loneliness wasn't about being physically alone, but about not having anyone with whom you could be completely authentic. In September, projects you started but never finished will resurface with new energy and clarity. You'll understand why you couldn't complete them before, because you weren't ready for the level of success they could bring, but now you are. And when you revisit these creations with your new awareness, they will blossom in ways that surpass your wildest expectations. Taurus, what will surprise you most in September is discovering that you've always had everything you needed within you. That all the resources, all the creativity, all the determination, all the love needed to create the life of your dreams have always been available. You just didn't know how to access them because you were operating from limited beliefs about your own worth and potential. September will be like removing a filter that was distorting your view of reality. Suddenly, you'll see possibilities where before you only saw obstacles. You'll see abundance where before you only saw scarcity. You'll see connections where before you only saw separation. And with this new vision comes a creative power that will allow you to shape your reality in ways you never imagined possible. The month will also bring a deep reconciliation with your physical body and your material needs. As a Taurus, you've always had a complex relationship with the material world, desiring comfort and beauty, but feeling guilty about these desires. In September, you'll understand that honoring your physical needs and desiring material abundance isn't superficial. It's a legitimate way to express self-love and appreciation for life. You'll discover ways to create abundance that honor both your practical needs and your highest values. You'll find ways to be financially successful that also contribute to the well-being of others. You'll realize that there's no contradiction between spirituality and material prosperity, when both come from a place of integrity and authenticity. In September, you'll experience a sense of completeness you've never felt before. as if all the pieces of your life finally fit together perfectly. As if you'd spent years putting together a puzzle in the dark, and suddenly someone turned on the light, and you could see the complete picture of the masterpiece you'd been creating all along. You'll understand that every difficult experience you've endured was teaching you something essential about resilience. Every disappointment was refining your discernment. Every period of confusion was forcing you to develop a more accurate internal